these are your basic flowcharting shapes. We'll put these into our canvas shell so that you can have a copy of them. This is a terminator. Its shape is actually called a lozenge, but it's a terminator symbol. It starts and ends segment of code. This represents a process, something that you're going to do, draw a shape, set a value. This is a predefined process. It's a function call. This means it's calling the draw function or the setup function. This is a decision. Typically that's working with an if statement. This is a data. If you're saving something to a variable, that would be data. This connects to another column on the same page. So if I were to use that, I would have it down at the bottom here, and I'd have a matching one up at the top. And that would show you the flow of the logic. This would be an off-page link that will connect to another page. Now in our tool, we can move from page to page at the top, but it also, you can create this with a hyperlink to take you to the other page. So that's the basic flowcharting shapes. Let's make a simple flowchart. I'm going to go to File, New, and from the standard templates, I'm going to select Flowchart. I'm going to choose Blank Flowchart, and I'm going to call it Sequence. Typically, our first programs have all, up to this point, been sequential programs. Something along this line. So we'll just call this shape. You start with the name of the program, and then each thing that it's going to do. Now I could here define set size, so it's at the size of the screen. I might or might not put that in because that's such a default thing to do, I might not remember that's part of the logic, I just always do it. Then I could have draw a circle at 100, 100, 50 wide, 50 tall. Flowcharting, like pseudocode, is for you. You put as much detail as you need. Draw a square. That might be all the information I need for myself, and then we would say that this flowchart would end. Simple terminator. And here, because it's the end of the program, we say end, and then you will connect these shapes with arrows indicating the flow of the logic. And that's it. Now, what that would look like as a program if we were to create that as a program, we would do this. And we would create a circle. We would then create our square. And that's it, we would be done. So long as we don't make any errors. And that matches your flowchart. So we set size, drew a circle, drew a square. You may be thinking, well, that takes as much time to plan as it does to do, and on a simple program like this, you typically don't need a flowchart. In fact, flowcharts were great, and they were really a wonderful way of laying out procedural programs, things that happened without human interaction. They're not the best tool for things that interact with a person. We'll get to that one in a couple of weeks. The program planning tool, when you're using object-oriented interactive programs, is typically UML, the Unified Modeling Language. But we're exploring many of the different available planning tools in this class.